Welcome back. We keep coming back every week. Every week we find our way back. So we are here. Yep. We are live. Shut your podcast down. We fly. We got G. We got Reek. Maybe Vel. Maybe not. Probably not.
Right.
Whatever. We gonna rock with it either way. Gentlemen, I stay it every week. This week was no exception. Very interesting week. Very interesting week. I don't know. What are your thoughts? We can start with the obvious idiot in the room, or we can go somewhere else. And you guys let me know how you're feeling. Let me know where we're going first, because I'm guessing. Did y'all see this? Did you see this? The Kodak thing?
No, I stay away. I've been ghost, so I don't know what's going on in the world today.
There. Okay. So Kodak Black apparently from jail. He gave from the pokey gave his glowing endorsement for Donald J. Trump to be the continued president of the United States. I guess trying to lick boot to get his sentence commuted a little bit. I mean, that's all it sounded like to me. I was just like, first off, they were like, yeah, man, so-and-so got me the platinum plan. That's what we need right now. I read it, and it was right on point. I was thinking, first off, no cap. Can this nigga read? Can we start there? Can he even read? All right. If he can, fine. But every week there's a new celebrity, especially in particular rapper, it seems like, just trying to get down with the team. And I cringe at it. I mean, I know what he's doing. He's sitting there like, yo, I endorse you. Now about this sentence, so like, what's up, my dude? Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. It hurts. It hurts a lot every time.
I couldn't get mad at him because, I wouldn't want to be in the pokey either. So
like, he doing what he's got it. What he's trying. But like, you know what though?
Worth a shot.
It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot 100%. I'm also kind of like, but like, you know how like it's a joke in the neighborhood, and you be like, yo, man, free my homie so-and-so, free my cousin so-and-so, free my brother so-and-so. And you be like, yeah, on the surface that's cool, but like behind closed doors, you like, that nigga should be in jail. Like no cap. There's some people where it's like, you deserve to be there because you committed a crime. Like,
I mean, I know people are seeing the background on McFly's, the background right there. Does he look like somebody you think like, hey, he should be out in society?
he's the real life embodiment of like, what was it, the Don't Be a Menace to South Central. Like, he's the real life embodiment of your boy. Like, as cartoonish as he looked and acted, this is who Kodak Black is. I'm just saying.
Platinum, like he said, he read the platinum. I like, where is the platinum plan?
That's what I want to know.
So
where do you get it from?
I took way more time than I should reading through both candidates' policies, and it's in there. It's on the site.
The platinum plan is in there?
There's mention of what he's going to do for the African American community.
Well, I wanted to ask you, since you're the intellectual on this, what has? Oh yeah, we going there. You said you read both plans, so I'm guessing you read Biden's.
Skimmed both plans. Let me just rephrase that.
Yeah. Skimmed both plans, because what I'm getting tired of with like the Hotep ADOS crowd is ain't no plan from the other side. Is there no plan on their side, or is it just not a fancy name like Platinum Plan?
So if you go to Biden's website, there is a bunch of links, and it's made so complicated, probably on purpose, so nobody will ever understand it. But there is a specific link for each race. Like literally, there's a Latino one, there's a Chinese one, there's a Black one. And the Black one, he mostly talks about police brutality. And I think that's pretty much police brutality and reform. I think that's like the gist of the Black one, but I honestly skimmed it. So I'm sure there was more.
There is no plan that revolves money per se.
No, because
it says he's definitely like not for reparations if we're talking about that. Both of them are not for reparations.
I'm about to say, I don't think the Republicans are for reparations either. So all this ADOS bullshit, which is centered around reparations, like, he not going for that either. But I mean, you know, maybe, who knows?
There's no plan. Platinum plan sounds like when you're picking out your health insurance at a new job.
Right. They got the levels. The platinum plan comes with dental for only $2 extra a month. Platinum plan be on point. Yeah, dude, I'm confused. I feel like there's so much like rapper involvement in hip hop, and it's just, I don't know, like in recent years, can y'all remember it being like, I know for like people kind of came off of Hillary a little bit. People came off for Obama. I mean, first black president. All right. Like that way it felt appropriate. But it feels like there's never been this many people involved to me for two candidates that are essentially the same old, would be always seeing older, well-to-do white men, which is what it is. I haven't seen as much support for this that I can remember in recent memory. I mean, I've been voting for, several elections now.
I think it's in their budget, like to pay rappers to endorse them.
Fact.
So I mean, you can pretty much get any rapper to take a short bag. You know what I mean? Because Wayne was cooning anyway. You know what I mean? Wayne is from Louisiana. Wayne is from New Orleans. I mean, they got plantations for tourist attractions, and he's sitting there talking about, I never had, never did any sleep.
One cop, took pity and was decent to him, and now there's no such thing as police brutality. Now black
racism
don't matter.
I've never experienced racism.
I'm like,
okay,
really, motherfucker? Like, are you that stupid?
Yeah.
If you're curious, the Biden, if you're curious what the plan is, the Biden plan for black people is first called Lift Every Voice. So let that sink in. And there's some bullet points, and most of them are about police brutality. There's environmental justice. Apparently, he wants to make the right to vote and equal protection real. And it's talking about Hotep stuff like building wealth and financial education for black people.
Yeah, all the talking points.
You guys we can't call that just all Hotep stuff.
I mean, I agree. It is just Hotep talking points. The stuff that Hoteps complain about the most. Hey, just throw it on. Let me go look on Twitter, see what they complain about today. Let me make a bullet point out of it.
You said the Hotep stuff.
It is.
The Hoteps is cool, just like I said. We said the Hoteps is nice. Just that 10% be killing you, man. That 10% be off the fucking wall.
Because the thing is, none of these Hoteps have come up with their own plan to present, to say, hey, we want this, that, and the third, or how we want it, or whatever. So you are just relying on this, speaking from a Hotep point of view, an older white man to know what it is that the black community needs and wants, just off a whim, just for him to just figure it out. You should know. He's not going to know.
I mean, I guess from that perspective, I guess we should give your boy Trump and them some credit. They asked Ice Cube, what do you think, Cube? Now,
what does he know? Cube ain't been in the hood since Boys in the Hood.
I mean,
even
then he wasn't in the hood. He was an actor. He was getting money even then. But
right.
I mean, but according to Cube, he talked to a lot of people who are experts, and they gave their expert opinion.
Are his experts Tariq Nasheed and Dr. Umar?
He didn't specify who his advisors were. I'm just telling you what Cube told me. Or told the world. So I don't.
Dr. Claude Anderson.
I mean, that you already named two doctors. That's a well.
I named one doctor. The other one's like Dr. Dre.
He's a doctor.
Either Dr. Dre.
He's a doctor of something. Don't wait.
The fact that everybody going so hard over this platinum plan is literally showing me that they didn't even look at Biden's plan The
They did.
difference in detail is crazy. Like, so regardless on whether or not Biden's going to implement this, his plan is going into specific detail. He's going deep. This joint is probably, if you were to put it in a book, you know, at least 40 pages. Trump's joint is a PDF, a 2-page PDF.
Because Cube made it.
But wait though, I gotta ask you this. But the one thing that they keep saying is that there's a dollar amount with the Trump one, and there's not one on Biden's. Is that true? Because that's the thing I wasn't sure of. I guess just to play devil's advocate. I mean, yeah, the money sounds good, and I mean, let's be honest. Anyone that thinks the platinum plan is gonna happen if this dude, you know, we'll touch on that. We'll get into that. But if it's really gonna go down, like, come on, like.
Yeah, I mean, he has 500 billion. That's the number he has,
which is ridiculous.
I mean,
it's not even realistic that he would. They probably haven't even put in that much money in the Black community in the existence of the United States.
I mean, probably not. All the time I talk about like all of the social programs and all of that shit that we supposedly benefit the most from. We don't benefit the most from any program in this country. We're not the majority of anything. Right. We don't have the most welfare. We don't get the most housing subsidies. We don't get the most anything in this country. But people that tell you, yeah, all the Black and brown folks are lazy. That's bullshit. Like, we don't get the most of any of that shit. People who benefit the most from all that shit all the time are of fair skin. That's just
people are just lazy when they're reading these because Biden, he has numbers in his. It's just, again, his is wordy. His is going into specific details. I'm going to help historical Black colleges. I'm going to give them this amount of money. I'm going to help banks. I'm going to give them Black-owned banks. I'm going to give them this amount of money. I'm going to help African-American health centers. I'm going to give them this amount of money. Like, it's in there, but you got to read a lot.
Which Trump, I'll give them credit, like they know a lot of people aren't going to do because their base doesn't read and they know niggas don't read. They can just sit there and be like,
the name is the Platinum Plan.
Yeah.
And I know you niggas love platinum.
Yeah.
They call it the Platinum Plan. They should have called it they called it a fried chicken plan, but that'd have been too racist. He went with Platinum Plan. It wasn't no catchy name on Biden shit. It was probably some long, complicated name with measures and like you said, it's something got details. Like a document that's gonna actually elicit change.
People are just stupid. I remember, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. They did a spoof with the Obamacare, and they went around asking people. They were explaining the Obamacare without calling it Obamacare.
Yes, I've seen these.
I've seen that.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, that sounds like a great plan." And then they said, "So what do you think about Obamacare?"
Hate it.
Oh, it sucks. It's terrible. It was like it's stupid.
It's the Fox News talking points, man.
This Platinum Plan looks like a high school project, and Biden's plan looks like a dissertation from like his PhD. Like,
yeah,
I can't.
got somebody to actually make a real plan. Trump did like an our pro, right? Our solid prep.
2 PDFs.
Yeah. If we were doing a project like this with the kids in our solid prep program, they probably would come up with a platinum plan.
Yeah.
What's the budget? $500 billion.
It's like a line from Austin Powers. He's just making up numbers. Like, all right, how much I want? That sounds like a lot. Let's go with that. Like, yeah.
We can get 5th to 8th graders to come up with the platinum plan. What do you think you need the Black community?
It's going to be interesting, man. I just...
How will your life change?
How will my life change?
Regardless of the outcome.
I mean, I think the reality of it is we should probably keep it a buck. Shit ain't going to change. Like... And from that perspective, I do get the whole type ADOS like kind of mentality. I think it's important to know your local shit. Like Rick, you talked about this. You need to know your local shit because that's what's gonna make the change. As far as what immediately affects you more so than shit at that level. Now, the in terms of like the Supreme Court, if you a Democrat or liberal, That shit's already lost, and it's lost for decades. Ain't shit you gonna do about that. It's rap. So what you need to do is figure out, get your money right, stay safe, because that's all you can do is get money, stay out of trouble. Because in reality, when Trump got in, I was depressed for 3 days, dead ass. I was like, but at the same time, I know what this country's about. I know how you saw the racist backlash when Obama won. So you knew there was going to be an overcorrection, and they went with probably the most racist president in the White House since, I mean, shit, who? Who? I don't even know who you would even say. And at least the guys that were racist, outwardly racist before, were competent. Like, we haven't seen this level of racism and this level of incompetence, I should say, in decades. Like, right, even the most racist dudes got legislation pushed through and understood how to govern. They may have been saying nigger the whole time, but they knew how to govern. Like,
Trump makes Bush not look so bad.
He makes Bush look almost good. He's so bad. You almost look back and be like remember when only thing he had to worry about was he couldn't speak well? That was all he had to worry about. I mean,
right. Obama had to come in and clean up 8 years worth of garbage from
straight
Bush.
Garbage. Straight garbage.
And Trump is just like, you know, the thing is with me, like, I don't look at the presidency affecting me as much as, like, you know, local politics. You know what I mean? Because we got to go through, to get things done, you got to go through local politicians, or, you know, if you want to try some certain things or whatever.
Right.
So, you know, I don't really think of the presidency that much as far as affecting me personally, but I look at it in a way about when the country is in a crisis or a pandemic, and you're like, all right, now that person is affecting us and how we go to things. Will there be another war? Or look out, like I just said, the pandemic, look how that was handled. And that's because people are sitting there voting in somebody that's completely incompetent and not even qualified for the position.
I mean, that's it. You see
you
those types of moments. You don't realize how much can mess up if someone's that dumb at the helm. But
I wouldn't hire Kanye to be a principal of a school.
Nah.
You know,
imagine him flipping out on the kids.
You're asking, and that's initially what it's like. You're asking somebody, a celebrity, to come in and run the country. And that's what people did. And it was so easy for them to flip it and try to make it seem like, oh, well, the person running against him is just as bad as he is.
That's
based on what?
That's always the plan. I mean, that's why, and that never made sense to me from the beginning of the whole argument about who's better. You can say one's worse than the other, and that's your opinion. That's fine. But what I can't understand is when you're talking about shit from '94,
right?
And people have done shit yesterday,
right?
That's
on top of that. He said it was Biden said it was a mistake.
When have you ever heard Trump say that shit ever?
Right.
Ever.
We haven't even heard Trump apologize for that, you know, the crime bill and the Central Park 5 and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Trump was asking for the death penalty for those kids. He ain't never apologized ever. No. He's never walked back the notion of being associated with white supremacists. He hasn't done any of that.
Well, apparently his platinum plan, he's going to prosecute them as, as a terrorist group, supposedly. That's what he said. But I mean, you know, again.
And I encourage y'all on your free time to go to his link and look at his plan for the other races. And like, this is where you see how they could be gaining so many people, because when you compare, like, everybody wants to tell people to do their own research. So somebody goes to Joe Biden's site and they want to do their own research, they got to read a couple books. Every single coalition that Trump has on his page is like a bullet list. It's a bullet point list. It's a third grade project. And it's I can
easy
see how
it's easy to grasp.
He's a marketer, right? And he's literally doing what marketers would do. Keep it simple. Say buzzwords. people will gravitate more towards that rather than actual death.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at like the Latino one. It's honestly, if I was a Latino, I'd be like, man, you focusing all this on black people. All you gave us was like a sentence.
Because he's doing better there. That's the problem.
Right.
People even give you the time of day if he's doing well with you.
I'm not even kidding. A sentence. We got a 2-page PDF.
According to him, he's done more for black people than Lincoln.
Well, no, since Lincoln, he said. He was second.
Since Lincoln.
I mean, I'm still just second to Lincoln. That's pretty ballsy. That's pretty ballsy thing to say. Like, whatever.
It's pretty ballsy.
I don't think life changes drastically.
Uh-huh.
I think you have to just live with the result, honestly. Live with it and embrace it. And just, if shit's not right, fix your local shit. Your money not right, get your money up. Like, that's all I've done the last 4 years. I'm going to do the same to the next 4 years. How can I get more of this money, stay out of trouble, and just – this place is fucked up. Just
gotta figure it out.
Bob and weave. Be like Tank. Don't be like his opponent.
Right.
Because life will catch your ass sleeping. Yo, he get him in a punch from hell. He hit the off button on that dude. Anyway.
Pull the plug.
That was bad. All right, we won't go into that too much. Reed, you a fight fan. You want to get into it? You want to get to your boy Tank throwing them wild hate? Him? That boy, listen, life force
Tank,
went away.
Tank, I saw a lot of people hating on Tank too. Like,
he easy to hate on though. He had a thing with his girl. He cock. No one likes
Tank. Tank ain't really cocky though to me.
I think every great boxer kind of is, because you have to have that swag.
You gotta have that a certain level of confidence.
There's not many dudes that walk in and just be humble. Like, nah, you walk in like I'm the shit, because you gotta feel that, or you can get your ass knocked out. So I ain't mad about that. Do whatever you gotta do, young man. Stay alive. Knock that dude out. Like, whatever. But yeah, that punch, it's crazy. Oof.
Yeah, Tank is a beast. They were hating on him. ESPN was hating on him. They tried to make Santa Cruz. First of all, they tried to downplay Santa Cruz night like he's not as good as what he is. Santa Cruz is an elite fighter, right, who was on pound for pound list, who was also got multiple belts in multiple divisions, and he only had one loss on his record, and that was the day he would have been undefeated. Because I don't think he was the fight he lost. I watched that fight. I've been watching Santa Cruz for a long time. He lost to Carl Frampton, I think. Right. Little Irishman. And I think that was I think that day his father's his trainer. I think his father got real sick, and father wasn't in the corner with him, and he wasn't himself until later in the fight, but he was already down on the cards by a lot by that point.
Right. And
then he destroyed him in the rematch. But he's a top fighter, and ESPN kept going in with the whole, Tank is fighting a naturally smaller man, which Tank is 5'5". He's 5'5".
That's funny.
Santa Cruz is like 5'8". It's like, you're not going to sit there and tell me that somebody 5'5", and I know the whole, because people were talking about weight and blah, 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 blah. Look, no, if I fight somebody 5'5", I don't care how much weights he lifts. He's not going to be the bigger man than me in a fight. Okay.
You always hate on the short dudes. Let them rock.
I'm not, like, they were sitting there like Tank is the bigger man. He's 5'5".
But he's a muscular 5'5", though. He
right. This ain't like right. This ain't like Canelo, a 5'7" truck is fighting against a skinny Amir Khan who's 5'10". It's not the same type of thing.
Nah, I agree.
You know what I mean? It's not. Like, if you're watching a fight, there's no way you're sitting there thinking like, man, Tank is bigger than Santa Cruz.
No. But you know what it is. So they gotta draw up the suspense, or like, no, he just not. They have ESPN has their guys. They have their guys that they just, like you said, like as far as boxing, Lomachenko. That was a dude. he never been seen before. This is amazing, and he can't be touched, and whatever. What it was always that was their guy. Like in basketball, it's LeBron. I mean, in football, it was Brady. You gonna have your guys that just no matter what they do, this dude is just it. They can lose 20 fights in a row, but every fight, the cards really didn't go his way, and they had eight guys. So the bias is kind of crazy on them, but it ain't matter. Got to that fight, it was over.
Yep. And that's they trying to do now. They trying to say like, oh, Teofimo Lopez is the most exciting fight. He's more exciting than Tank. Since when?
Yeah, since never.
Just stupid. It's just stupid. I get like ESPN. I get where you guys like you're in bed with Top Rank, so you got to promote. You got to promote Teofimo and Lomachenko and Terrence Crawford and all them dudes. I get it, but
Tank, all about who they with.
Right. PBC guys are bigger draws, bigger stars. They're the A side. They have more exciting fights. People want to see them. People want to see Tank. People want to see Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's watching. Like, nobody's going to pay for a Teofimo pay-per-view.
No. Why?
No.
Why would I do that?
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, knock it off. Quit hating. You guys can't even build your fighter up to be exciting.
Well, speaking of a fight that was not very exciting at all.
Murda Mook getting them chips again.
Yo, first and foremost, I'm happy we can bring some more battle rap. We got to do more battle rap talk. We got to do more Euro talk. First off, everybody on the card got 3-0. I'm sorry. Everybody.
Yeah, there was no close battles.
It was just onslaught after onslaught after onslaught. I was like, what the fuck? I don't think I've seen that many fights in a row where it was just like, this nigga didn't have a chance.
You know what's crazy? Like, it was like that for boxing and URL on Saturday because I was watching both.
I saw you doing double duty.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking like, okay, it's going to go perfectly because Mook is going to battle right before Tank come on.
Right.
And then that'd be perfect setup. But all the dudes on the undercard of Tank fight was knocking people out in like less than 3 rounds.
Crazy.
So it ended up being Tank and Mook was on at the same time.
So you had to flip. You got to do something.
I turned the volume down on the fight and turned the volume up on Mook.
Yeah. Dude.
Only Mook.
Only Mook. Yo.
Yeah.
Like, did y'all catch the whole, before we get to Mook, did y'all catch the whole card? I mean, I know it's maybe the first one y'all missed. Who was the first one? Was it EK and Losa, I think it was?
Yeah, skip that trash.
It was trash, but like EK had nothing for him. Nothing for him.
I knew Loso was gonna smoke EK. EK has like funny colored hair and
it just wasn't. It wasn't.
If you seen the interview, the after interview, them boys, it's like they rooming with each other tonight. I'm like, what? I think it's just battle.
Right.
Like, they apparently mad cool. Like I didn't, which was weird. But
and Loso's a religious rapper. That's why he don't curse none of that stuff. So he's righteous. Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, I guess I could tell what some of the bars he had, which were interesting. And was it Danny Myers next? Danny and
yeah, and Jerry West.
I expected better from that one. I really did.
Yeah, I don't even like Danny like that because all he does is scream at people.
He does scream a lot.
I expect him to do better. I didn't expect him to get smoked by Jerry West. I like Jerry West, but
yeah, he got bars.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Yeah, let's get to this Mook. This Mook and this Tay Roc. What did y'all think?
Well, B-Dot, that thing was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, B-Dot went in.
That was actually the worst beatdown. Tower EK, because like Holmes, he got hyped up because he won a tourney or whatever. He laid an egg. Like I was like, bro, what are your bars? What are we doing?
But at least that one was as one-sided as it was. The one side was like, okay, I can get with this. Like I can sit around for this.
No, B-Dot's bar. Like, I remember his bars were like, oh, Oh shit.
He was trying to Lux Calico him.
Yeah.
Succeeded.
Except Mook did it better.
Yeah, that was a good lead up to it though, because B-Dot put me on. I was like, all right, I hadn't heard much of his stuff, but I was like, damn, bars hit like chest, like whoa. I gotta give him that. It was good to see him. He was nice. I want to see his next battle for sure.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who he gets next.
I mean, he put on because they was hyping up Holmes like, yo, he gonna have it. I was like, I don't know. B-Dot put on.
Yeah, I expected more aggressive content from Holmesy.
I did too.
Yeah, I wanted Holmesy to, like, when he battled Danny Myers and talked about him being old and beating him up and all that type of stuff. Like, I wanted you to beat up.
Yeah, I forgot we have Murder Week in the building. He's just like, I want to see it.
You're not gonna outbar him. You're not gonna outbar him. So you just gotta outman him and just say, I'll just beat the shit out you.
Yeah,
and just keep harping on that point.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah, B-Dot has some good schemes though. Like it was almost like this. Like once I saw where he was going, I'm like, he had to fumble. Like he literally had to just forget his bars to lose.
Right.
Because like the scheme just wrote itself. You know what I mean? I forgot what it was, but I just heard him getting into it. I'm like, dang, if he gonna continue with this, I don't know, man.
I would have thought. Y'all know about the whole avocado thing, right? I didn't really hear about that until later. I would have thought he would have played it because ain't that B-Dot's man? I would have thought he would have went more on that.
It is his man. And that's another thing. I was surprised he didn't do as much, but
because he had a few bars, but I was like, it was weak. I was like, bro, this is a whole like all black league. Like, lay on that, like the whole bar, like whole verse, and
you like
get you around.
B-Dot is like super Hotep.
Yeah,
he's like
Facts.
Brother Polite follower Hotep.
I think that might have been the only round I could have gave you, man, because I think that round was like, all right, he getting into the personals, okay, he making a good point, but the problem was, and this is the problem once we get to the next one, the Mook and Tay Roc, is like you can clearly tell Mook had his rehearse and then he had his rebuttals, and he threw his rebuttals in before, and he's like that literally changes the whole battle. When you just start rapping your verse and it ain't had nothing to do with what your man just said.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's one thing, like, especially with the newer rappers, it's like when they get attacked with personals, it's like, all right, you're not going to just rap and not address what he just said to you.
Nah. No, that's exactly what happens. They be like, yo, I hit your sister. He'd be like, yo, gun so big. Like, yo, he just said he hit your sister. Like he was smashing that. Like
you just not gonna you gonna speed past that? Like you didn't hear what he just said? Like,
yo, that'd be the worst part. I'll be sitting there like, wait. He said, what about you? And you're not gonna address it? All right, you lost this round. I don't care what you rap. I don't care what you say because you wasn't prepared for that, and you should have been prepared for that.
Right, and you should be good enough to where you can freestyle a little bit to at least say something,
or just have a pre-written scheme ready for when they like what they're gonna talk about. Everybody know what they're gonna talk about.
Yeah,
just write a quick 6, 8, get an even number set of bars.
Right, if you
set
can't
a quick 6, 8.
Yeah, if you can't freestyle like that,
prepare.
Just have a counter ready, but don't just. Speed past it like he ain't say what he said.
I mean, I would even take if you even just spoke on it. Even if you had no bar, like, man, that's just bullshit, but I got you. At least acknowledge it. They'd be like, that should never happen. They'd be quiet. I'm like,
they just start rapping.
Yeah.
I said, hey, yo!
Yeah, once we get to Tay Roc, like, he was making me so mad. Mook was he was talking about some stuff that he needed to address.
No, we can get there now because honestly,
yeah, we can go there because that's the thing. Like, that's one thing I noticed about Tay Roc's whole career is like dudes will attack his soul, and he won't say nothing about it, and just keep rapping. And for some reason, people just act like what was said wasn't said. Like, I remember when O-Red talked about his stepdad Tay Roc's stepdad or whoever his mother was dating at the time beating up his mother in front of Tay Roc, and Tay Roc didn't rap anything addressing it like at all. Like, I was like,
straight into everything, and it's in his face. It's like, I'm gonna forget my rhymes if I don't start rapping right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta rap this. I can't say anything else or throw it off. Like it was. Mook every round was stripping more and more of Tay Roc's believability.
I think, honestly, if we're real, I think Tay Roc should be done. I think he should be just done. I don't care what else first off, ours, Twerk, there were a couple others that just hopped on, just D-riding, like off first bar. That was lame. But that can't save it. He dismantled supposedly the guy, or at least one of the guys. Dismantled him. Nah,
Face.
He can't.
The face of URL.
He can't. And honestly, you know, it's funny. I've been heavy on like the blogs and the 15 minutes of fame and all that shit. I was heavy on a lot of little interviews. He was with, I think Mook was with Math, and he said, yo, I think there's something to be said about they push Tay Roc because he's cheap and they want him to keep winning because they can pay him less. And I was like, nah, that shit sounds stupid. But I thought about it. You heard Rock after the battle still talking about, yo, Smack got to pay me better because Mook said they pay me like I'm the GOAT. And you knew that bar hit him in the chest. I get paid more than Smack. Daylight talked about that. You knew that bar hit him at home because he over there crying about his chips. Dude.
Yeah.
That had me thinking maybe they are pushing Rock because he lost. I don't know how anybody voted otherwise. He got smacked. It wasn't even close.
Well, he wasn't prepared. Like, okay, so the Daylight battle, and I started to notice it once I saw how Mook was rapping. The reason why the Daylight battle looked like it was a real good show for Tay Roc is because Daylight just came in there to bar him down, right?
Right.
And that works with what Tay Roc's gonna do. He just want to say random bars too, right?
Right.
Now, when you get somebody like Mook that's gonna like actually talk to you, he's actually gonna battle you.
Yes.
And now you look like a clown when you don't respond or you don't have some type of content that looks like that.
Right. And Mook said way before the battle, gun bars are not, he said in the face-off, gun bars are
multiple
not going
times.
to work.
He said gun bars are not going to cut it.
So he brought knife bars.
Yeah, he brought knife bars. No, he bought knife bars and he bought Avenger Justice League bars. I was like, bruh, really? He said that line. I'm like, you giving up? You gave up. You must have gave up. I don't.
It was a beating. Like you can't just.
Well, Mook started laughing.
Because the whole thing is like you can't do this tough talk. Like even when Rock battled Goods, I couldn't understand. When Goods was talking about, you always about to fight and never do. And then like the next round, Rock said something like you sucker punch niggas and I punch sucker niggas in the face, and everybody started going ooh, but it's like he doesn't punch anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like all that shit don't matter if you go back to the British shit. Obviously, Mook been saying this for the longest. When shit got sticky, you was nowhere to be found. You've yet to comment on that. He's still saying you ain't about that life. He knew you from back in the day. You're not some little nigga that you were 2 years younger than him. You was with him this whole time. He know you. He knows you very well. He exposed you, and you were just like, you got a Marvel bar for him? That's all you have for him? A knife bar? Really? Again, if the culture is real, Rock should be done. Rock should be done. He shouldn't headline no battle. Maybe he keep rapping, but he should be done. He should go join Joey Surf commentating and being a host. It should be surfing Rock, just doing the hosting. Like that's what he should be doing right now. I don't know who. I don't even want to hear any more bars from him at this point. I don't. Maybe it's harsh, but I just.
Yeah. Like I think Surf and Rock are in the same boat right now because you don't really want to see him.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be interested in seeing him against anybody right now. And I think it's funny because over like after the battle, Daylight was just talking about the setting,
mm-hmm.
and he was just saying about this type of setting, you're separating the real battlers, the real rappers and MCs from the guys that always just need the crowd and gas and all that type of stuff. Like you said, you're seeing like the difference because they're all just lyrical and they're breaking their opponent down and you have no choice but to listen to it. You can't just wait for punchlines to go crazy because it's not going to work.
I like this setup and I hope they keep it because you could tell when Rock was going and someone heard a bar and it's a little bit, they were saying there was a little bit of a delay, whatever. He hear the people go crazy. He's like, yeah, y'all hear me? And he get hype again. I'm just like, but nah, dude, like you're losing. Clearly, you need more than crowd hype right now. So
yeah, I like this. I do. I like this better. I mean, I think there's a place for both. Like, give me the hype crowd. Give me the events that's going to take 3 extra hours because they got to repeat their verse every time because the crowd going too crazy. Like, give me that. But no, I
think a good mix. I mean, a good mix. I feel like just know the rappers you have too. If you have 2 dudes that's just going gun bar and need reactions, then I mean, give a smaller crowd. That's good. But I was always partial to the dudes that could actually rap, who had real bars, who could tell a real story. That's why I liked Lux. That's why I liked Mook. I was like, can you actually put bars together that make sense? Can you rebuttal? Can what you say seem real? Even in regular rap, what you saying has to feel real to me. I'm not in the streets, shooting at niggas, but if you are, I better feel that you real. If Kanye comes out and starts talking about, man, yo, in Chicago, I was shooting niggas, I'd be like, Kanye, no, you weren't. I'm not going to feel that. Like, I got to feel what you're saying. I feel like battle rap, more than anything, I got to feel the bars you spitting. If I don't, it's like, why I'm listening to this shit. Like, it should be authentic. And I feel like Rock just showed he's not that authentic.
He's never been authentic, but I think Mook broke that down better than anybody has. Like, you don't have a car, you live with your mom.
Like what is? Oh, it's just I felt like I was watching Killmonger, throw the Black Panther over the waterfall. Like,
that's what it felt like. This your king?
Is this your king? Like, damn, nah.
Like,
bro.
It was bad. It was bad, and it's just like, it was just Rock, man, dude. It was. And then the other interesting thing.
What's that?
Smack called Rock his brother, and he didn't call Mook his brother.
Yeah, Mook said it in the beginning.
Mook did not like that.
Mook was like, I ain't your brother. I ain't your brother now. He said, you my brother. I was like, oh.
Now, I don't. Daylight said after the battle that those bars that Mook had for Smack were not in his rounds that he heard. So he was saying he freestyled those, or just because Smack pissed him off in the beginning.
And that's the shit I'm saying. The off the top of the head is just.
And you could tell too immediately. Like, I mean, y'all listen to rap. You could tell immediately that he was stewing, right? Like as soon as like Tay Roc started talking, he started laughing. You could see, yeah, he about to come up with something slick. And then again, when he started talking to Smack, it was like, it felt different enough to know that it wasn't a part of his plan.
Right.
But it also looked seamless, and that's like, dude. I mean, that's why he's moved.
It's the art. Right. And that's the art of it, man. It was crazy.
Right, and that's what Daylight was saying about how great Mook is, that he can do a freestyle and you don't think that it's a freestyle.
Didn't he rap for like an hour or something like that? What was it?
Yeah, against Verdi, rap for 20 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Without stumbles, without chokes.
Exactly.
That was the thing too. Clean. There was no stop, no pause. It was like, dude, all about it. Like, that's why I was hot when like you watching the Caffeine app. And again, if the caffeine votes is what they're gonna use to decide who fucking won and shit, whatever.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't. But what made me mad was so many other peers hopping in, and you can tell who had who. And I was just like, at least if it's following the consensus, you're being real about the material you're hearing. Like I said, dude, I saw 3 or 4 like the top dudes just like a bar in, yo, Mook ass. Yo, Mook ass. Rock says one okay line. Yo, Rock got this. This is nasty. I'm like, bro, really? The fuck are y'all talking about? Like, this shit was, the politics of that shit was bothersome.
I know they like to do it round by round, but like, there are like the few elite guys that you really got to look at the battle in its totality, right? Like, you really got to look at the build up. Like, the guys that are telling the story, you got to look at round 1, round 2, round 3, and what they built up to. Even the B-Dot battle, they were talking about it, and dude was like, B-Dot literally was like, yo, you should have did your last round in the first round, and it would have built better. You know what I mean? Like, people who thinking about their battles like that, you can just tell they on the next level, and people got to start looking at it like that too. I know we doing rounds, but
the best rappers, I mean, I don't feel like, to me, the best rappers, the guys that think like that, like the B-Dots, the Mooks, Luxes, there's, I mean, even Daylight to an extent. Like, there's guys that are so good, the common fan doesn't seem to take that into account. They're not thinking about the whole battle. They're not thinking about the focus of, hey, I put 3 rounds together that made sense together, that flowed together, that built on each other, plus I ad-libbed and threw in shit. Like, that's way more impressive than 3 rounds of gun bars and fuck yous and eat a dick and you a faggot and all that other bullshit. It's like, all he ever did was just, literally his biggest lines was like, yo, Mook, you a bitch. Every time. You a bitch. And it's just, and then like, no offense to the Baltimore accent shit, and then you lost a round off of that alone, man. Like, I can't, dude. I can't. The Baltimore accent plus you had weak bars.
Yeah. And like Mook said, in the big second round, like beginning of the second round, none of that stuff you said is going to happen. It's not.
It's not going to happen. So if y'all think Rock's done, who does Mook have a next battle? He said he got paid for battles already. So do we know who's going to be?
The big battles that I heard coming up, because Mook hasn't really said anybody yet. He said him and Hollow were locked in, but Hollow backed out. So right now it's like he doesn't really know. Then you got I think the big battle, obviously Lux and Daylight. They said that's supposed to be March.
That'd be dope.
They's supposed to battle K Shine or Rum Nitty before that, but probably K Shine.
I want to see that.
Yeah, that's supposed to be in December.
Who's calling out Mook? Somebody was calling them out, right, in their battles.
I don't know who's calling out Mook. I know Surf said he wanted to, but Surf, you just lost to a woman. So, not saying that a woman can't win, but
I wasn't impressed by like.
Come on.
I just think he just, not to say that she wasn't good, 40 bars. It's just Surf was bad.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It was just like
I'm sure she got skill, but like he wasn't good. Like, I was like, what are you doing?
She wasn't doing anything special to make you lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be Surf. You're the headliner of this, and you got smoked, and now you want Mook. Give me a break.
I don't. Yo, I was watching something, and in the comments there was like, yo, Surf's like the dude that no matter what happened, he got an excuse for why he did some shit. And he's so convincing, you almost be like, yeah, you right. But I'm like, nah, man, I'm tired of this shit with him. I'm tired of the losses. I'm tired. What is it, 2 rounds? Nah, bro. I'm tired of him, dude. He has to, he made the right move, get in the booth. Your skills are diminishing, or you just ain't got the energy to do it no more. Get in the booth with your boy, call the battles, get your expert opinion, be Tony Romo to this shit. You got great insight. Go do that shit.
Yeah, like come on.
His last excuse was what? He was in the studio making an album, right? That was his last excuse.
Yeah, that was his last excuse for losing to Lux, for getting smoked by Lux. I was finishing my album.
Yeah,
I mean, in
Lux, and
reality,
Lux
though,
actually messed up too a couple times. Oh no, Lux got cut short.
but I mean, I mean, I didn't think he was gonna win that one either way. I think he could have shit the. I think even when you shit the bet against like Lux, it's like, all right, well, let's Lux. I mean, I guess were you gonna win anyway?
I'm
Probably
surprised Lux
not.
still battling, honestly.
I am too, actually. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Like, what else he about to do?
I
I mean, he be trying to push you on the music he got. I'm like, all right,
I liked a couple of his songs. I mean, they weren't the best, but because he Lux.
I
gave it a
mean,
listen.
right. Off of that alone, battle rappers making your albums, man. It's tough unless you catch.
Cassidy. Hey,
That's perfect.
I just want to see Cassidy in just one more face off.
Yo, he talked. I would let us see that.
If they can get Rex versus Cassidy in a face off, that would be better than the battle. I promise you.
Better than the battle.
That might be some of the greatest TV, YouTube of all time. If you get Rex versus Cassidy in a face off,
that would be nice. I tuned in for that. Maybe not the battle, but I tuned in for the face off.
I've seen Rex get so disrespectful, people were almost ready to fight him.
He got that vibe, dude. He funny. He funny
Yeah.
shit, though. He be saying
He told
like, damn, son.
He told somebody, I forgot, maybe it was Bill Collector or somebody, he'll start beating him up so long he forget what he was beating him up for.
That's funny. Yo, low key, I want your thoughts on this in terms of battle rap. It was one old head that I kind of wanted to see battle rap, but I don't think he ever gonna do it. Gilly, he old as shit, but I mean, he got bars still, right?
yeah,
I guess not.
yeah, he did. When he did a freestyle. He did a nice little freestyle. It was like an old head freestyle, but he did a nice little freestyle last interview.
That's what, is he too old to get in this? Is he too old to battle rap?
I think you would have to almost do something where it's like the legend or some shit. Like you have to brand it. You have to brand it like
fair.
You know what I mean? A way that you can get him in there.
Yeah, you got
like where ain't Serious Jones in jail. You gotta bring somebody like him out or something.
Yeah, like you gotta. Even though Serious Jones is in the pokey, but you gotta. Like it gotta be like a big, because there's a lot of rappers coming out. He probably will do it. You have to get a pretty big bag to get him.
Really?
I mean, they got 40 Cal out because 40 Cal ain't got no money.
Right.
But does Gilly have it like that?
He got more than 40 Cal.
I mean, that don't appear to be difficult. I don't think.
Un P is battling again.
Really?
He's battling Clips in December.
Oh shit! Really interesting.
He needs money.
Everybody needs money.
If you're battling it, if you're a rapper to turn battling again, that's like an artist that goes on Love and Hip Hop.
So you think that should happen with Mook? You think he just because he ain't really
I don't think that, because I think Mook gets so much of a bag that he'd be stupid not to battle.
I mean, according to what he was saying, he's definitely getting the bag.
Gilly got a battle like Mano or something.
Mano?
Yeah. Didn't like Keith Murray and Fredro battle like a couple years ago?
No. Time out. Did you fucking say Mano?
Got a battle Mano.
I don't like that.
He said Mano. I'm done, yo. First off, I mean, I would probably watch it. I'd be disappointed as shit. But
Red Cafe. Get Red Cafe out here, man.
Red Cafe.
Oh, gosh. That takes me back.
Mano.
He said Mano.
Oh, gotta battle somebody funny. Like that. Battle Drag On.
Oh, Drag just dropped you see his song he just dropped?
No.
Step Back?
No, I haven't, because he's Drag On. What are you talking about?
Well, I follow him on YouTube.
Why do you follow Drag On?
Ride or Die.
For what?
Ride or Die.
But they're not good.
Drag drops freestyles like every week.
And abandoned, like, and some like Some like retro abandoned parking lot or something.
Are they good?
Ride or die.
That's what I'm talking about. I think it would benefit. I bring up Gildy and people like him because they have platforms. I think it would benefit because it feels like battle rap is the last real lyricism left where everyone's supposed to be lyrical. Supposed to be lyrical.
To be fair, the gun bars, they're pretty intricate. They're just not fitting for a battle.
Yeah, they're not. You can say it to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can have a certain amount of them if gunplay was your life. If you was in the streets and this is how you got down, you could throw a couple in. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, you know, or even maybe tomorrow you could catch this, all right, whatever, cool. But you can't go back to the second and third round. You got to do something different. And I think that's where you see the lyricism, you see the skill at. But I don't know. I'm happy to see this grown because, I mean, when we started watching that shit, it was like, you know, nigga had a camcorder in their backyard and shit. And it was like somebody's a supermarket after hours type shit. Like they just in the back with a bread's at and shit just rapping. It was just weird, random spots. And now it's a huge industry and I want to see it grow because, you know, we talked about this before about black people not owning shit. They don't own shit. So something like this where you can have a pure form of hip hop, which we all love, and have it be really about bars and not fucking outfits and auto tune and just having a hot beat, which is all these new nigga rappers. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah, I feel like you just made me remember like just trying to watch a Smack DVD back then was like it wasn't mixed right. Like
nothing.
The quality would change per scene. Like,
dude, they had no lighting. It was before standard definition.
Smack was
sound really terrible.
Just running around with the camera, filming anything he could.
That was it. It was real underground then, man. That shit was crazy. People didn't have access to the end like they have access to now. Now you motherfuckers have a whole app, the ranking systems and shit. Like,
yeah, but you know what though? So Jay Black, he I don't know if he's gonna do it for this one, but the way that he grades the battles, I feel like there should be like a committee of people or some people that are respected to kind of just go line by line. It's gonna be corny. People may not agree, but go line by line or go for the lines that stand out. Give them points. Deduct points for messing up. Deduct points for going under time if there's a time battle, and just give like an unbiased score instead of letting like the caffeine people vote. And I think battle rap
like
could grow that way.
Yeah, like boxing, get qualified judges.
Yeah, qualified, unbiased judges, not leaving it to the crowd, or even give a portion of it to the crowd, but like people who are veterans and seasoned and like know this shit. Like, weight it exactly. Give the fan vote a part of it. Give like social a part of it, but like
I would give fans I would give fans 0 votes because most fans are idiots.
I mean,
like they're just stupid people. Like it's just like
for marketing though, for involvement, for getting people because they want viewership. You know, I guess I'm looking at it like that. How you feel about that?
No, yeah, I get that. But their vote wouldn't count.
You want to have an incentive to vote and to be engaged and interact with it.
Because American Idol.
It's just like, you know, like they do with boxing. Like, you know, you got your judges. Their vote matters. The judges, the paid qualified judges matter. People can vote on polls and all that stuff too, like they do in boxing, but everybody knows it don't count. It don't matter.
Electoral college, them boys.
Nah.
That shit ain't funny. It's just not funny, G. Electoral college, them boys.
Yeah, that you got to. Because the thing is, they're going to vote for who they like.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Floyd being judged by fans. Like, he would have never been undefeated.
He wouldn't have a win.
He wouldn't have a win.
He would never have a one. But I think that's the thing. You saw it with his last battle. You saw it. It seems like when the popularity was kind of equal, it was on skill. The guys that got voted for, every round was right. until it got to the last one, because niggas don't like Mook, but they
Right.
love
Right.
It didn't matter what he said, it was over. That's why, low key, I want to see Mook battle Arsenal. Because he was talking hella shit. I want to see that battle.
Mook
I can see that.
with personal. So I'm wondering if they got actual beef or something like that. Because I'm not saying it won't be good, but like Mook's good when he can actually talk to you.
I agree. I mean, ain't Arsenal from Jersey?
Yeah, I'm sure Mook could be able to, like Mook and like Lux, like even if they don't really know you like that, they can find angles to smoke you and break you down.
Angles was fire on Saturday.
It's just if they want to do it, because at this point, guys like Mook, Lux, they pick who they want.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like crazy motivation. Like I think he was motivated to beat the brakes off Rock. Like he was motivated for that shit. But like other people, that's like whatever. Maybe
he said he was trying to battle, but the bag wasn't right. He said he'd been trying to battle for a long time, but they wasn't trying to pay him.
Right. And I get it, because for him to take the risk that he takes, because it's like he's the way people hate Mook, he's pretty much a loss away from being done. Like they hate Mook, like, yo, if you lose, then we don't want to see you again.
If he has legitimate bad bars, it's over. Like it's
right. And like even if he does, like, because they just don't like Mook. You know what I mean? They love B Dot, who does the same thing, but they hate Mook, who was doing it first.
Where does that come from too? Like I don't understand that. Where does the hate come from? Because I kind of got back into it after the fact, but like, where does the hate come from on Mook? Like, I don't understand.
Probably cocky. I mean, he cocky. Like he rightfully so. He's like, y'all should be looking up to me. I started this.
Yeah.
I mean, but like these are facts. Like who's mad about that?
but do you want to hear that though? If you in the scene and
that's
you
like,
trying to come up.
That's like LeBron being like, yo, you know what? I don't care if you played before me, Jordan. Who cares? Like, nigga, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. What do you mean?
But that's like their attitude though.
Yeah, that's how they talking.
Like for some reason, this entire generation thinks that nothing happened before they came along. So to them, it's like, why is he getting paid more than me? He doesn't have many battles that I do, and blah 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 blah. Like they don't know. The other thing is they don't do their due diligence on their history. So they look at it like, oh well, Mook only got such and such battles on camera, but people will tell you like Mook was battling in the street since he was like 14.
Right, with the same do-rag on.
Right. Like they said he went to a tournament in Detroit, a 30-man tournament in Detroit, and won. It's like, all that stuff it's like of legend, but it's true. So it's like, why are you hating on what he did? You know what I mean? Just because you do things differently now. And he came back and he's shown you that your new ways can't beat what he does.
I hope that sends a shift to the community too. Like, all right, maybe there's something to be learned from some of the quote unquote older generation. As Rock kept saying, you're not in my generation, you're not in my class. Be 2 years apart, my dude. like we grew up at the same time. What are you talking about?
Right.
He was like, well, if you was in school, you would be a junior, but then I would be a freshman, so we wouldn't be in the same class. I was
like Mook was like, do you know what a generation means?
I couldn't. I mean, I was calling it then. I'm like, if this is what he coming with, he done, and he got him.
I mean, he's from the Baltimore school system, so
the robust and incredibly well funded, excellent standard, Baltimore public school system. Yes. That shit is crazy.
So not that we're a battle rap podcast. Not to keep going. So we were talking about this, Reek, but with Caffeine and all these streaming services, what does battle rap have to do to maybe mainstream isn't the word, but to get to a sustainable place where because people can't make a living off of battle rap right now, unless it's like 2 or 3 people, right? Where does battle rap need to
Yeah.
go where people can legitimately be good in battle rap?
They need in my opinion, they need better marketing. They need to put real dollars into marketing, because I was watching one of the daylight streams, and it was like 3 or 4 people who were in there, and they were just like, yo, where can I watch the battle at? I'm like, how the fuck you on daylight stream and you don't know where to catch the battle? That's a problem. Number one. Number two, I think you need to make sure that your app is sustainable so you can watch it on all platforms and make it a paid subscription service. $4 a month, $4, $2, $3 a month.
Well, URL does that now, so
you pay for the app?
Yeah, that's. I know they make a lot of money off it because it's like $7 a month.
Why do I not have the paid version then?
Yeah, the URL app. Yeah, they got that.
Okay, well then why don't they stream the battles? Like,
well, they because I know they got to deal with Caffeine. So
you can't watch it back though. Like you
can't watch it back
to watch the
Right. So you got to go to them to watch it back, and they just put it on their app.
Interesting. I mean, I think like they got to get to, like, I know you don't watch wrestling, but that's what I think wrestling did. Wrestling took advantage of. I mean, obviously they have way more money, but like, fuck the pay-per-view thing. We stream on our service. You pay us, and you get all the access to all our content monthly. So when battles go down, like, you get it on our app, and then you got to get some kind of partnership with Revolt or somebody and get on TV. You got to get on TV and do something. I feel like that's the way you're going to make it happen.
Yeah, I think it was something to say, like, not to harp on it too long, but like what Matt and Mook were saying about Tay Roc being cheap, and they were kind of like trying to market him, but Tay Roc isn't a big enough star to push the culture up. Like, he's not really likable to me, like, as anything besides battle rapper. So, like, as much as they hate to pay Mook has always been the culture, and he's the most known name as far as battle rap. Mm-hmm. Like, Mook, like, people who don't watch battle rap know Mook. They might have heard of Lux, you know what I mean? Because from the Smack DVD era, so they're out there. You need to promote them a little bit more. The Daylights, people know Daylight. People know, Surf. Those type of people push it up a little bit more because they got personalities, they got character. They bring more to the table. They bring entertainment value. Like, people actually will tune in to watch them. But
I mean, like, Tay Roc versus, you need stars.
Yeah, you need stars. You need stars.
That's to push.
All. That's it. Stop being cheap. They push people that's cheap, and it's not. Doesn't work that way.
I worry about the infrastructure, because to do that, you have to have the right dollars, the right teams in place. Like, obviously they've come a long way in presenting a good product. They present a good product, but can you, operate a sound product? Do you have a marketing team who does that shit for you? Like, y'all should be putting out content every day from people. Like, if you watch anything with, like, any type of similar type of, like, cult, like, kind of counterculture almost, like, you got to have somebody consistently talking your shit up, and you have to be in charge and control that. So, like, again, the wrestling example, which is, again, way bigger, but, a small subset of people, they have their own podcast, they have their own network, they have other shit that's not just battles, breaking down battles, looking at, classic battles. Like, you can start making a lot of content and get that shit out there, but make sure it's on your platforms or where you're a partner. I think the Caffeine thing was smart, because obviously it creates a buzz behind it, but I think you got to figure, if you have an app, that shit should be on your app, and you should be promoting your app, maybe doing it simultaneously with Caffeine, learning how they have their infrastructure set up so that you can take that, get your service right. Because if you ever been on the app, I mean, that shit is fucking crazy how this shit glitches every 5 minutes. So, like, you got to fix shit like that, to me, if you're going to grow in the technology age. If I can't access your shit consistently, I'm just not going to do it. It's just what it is.
Yeah, I wonder how hard it is for them to get sponsors. And as much as I hate ads, like if I can get a better product for, you know, a Mountain Dew ad flashing across the screen, I'll take a better product, right? And I
Yeah.
know they probably have some sponsors, but I'm curious to how hard it is to market battle rap. But I mean, it feels like, you know, all they care about is impressions. Like all those companies care about is impressions. And I think you can get those impressions. You can guarantee you can get those impressions if you can get your infrastructure straight.
I mean, if you put they have enough people that it's worth it. Just put 5 seconds. Like, Dream Mountain Dew, bitches. Next ad. And that's it. It'd be just done. That could be a couple $100,000 right there off rip. Just that one.
Yeah, they gotta capitalize off the popularity at the beginning, because normally every time there's a big battle, it's a top trending topic on Twitter.
Yeah,
like in the world. Fight yesterday.
Yeah.
Right. I was seeing that shit. I was like, damn, dude. Y'all should be doing something with this. To show these numbers of people. Look at how much hits we got off this shit. Or I think they need to partner with a black network or something black owned, I think.
I mean, I think Revolt makes sense, but I hear that they're not really paying like they.
Revolt ain't got no money.
Probably don't.
Revolt is like BET. You got to come with your own funding already.
Everything.
That's why Tyler Perry can go dumb up in BET, because they don't have to pay him for anything. Like, he has all his own stuff. So they say, we don't have to pay for this. Here, go do what you want. Put whatever 6-7 shows of the same thing as you want on.
That's how you feel.
Shout out to Tyler Perry, because we need him for the culture. Sorry, guys.
That's how you feel, Reek, about
Tyler Perry?
No. That's another episode. No. That's another episode.
Tyler Perry is essential for the culture. It hurts me to say it, but it's the fucking truth. He's essential for the culture.
It took me a while to get there, but that's where I'm at.
I hated him at first, but he's absolutely essential for the culture. Thank God for Tyler Perry. I never thought I'd say this shit, but it's a fucking.
I agree. Even though he's.
We know.
I'm not going to get my master. I'm not going to get my Percy bag on Tyler Perry.
We know. People got mad about that.
All I know is he got like 10. He has like 10 shows, and he writes all of them.
It doesn't matter. By the way, but Tyler, if you need some writers, I can write a little bit. Holla at you, boy. I'm just saying. But we know he not.
Said the numbers go down when somebody else writes. Shut up. It's the same crappy show, regardless of who writes it.
That the culture needs. It is a crappy show, yes. Is McDonald's crappy? Yes. But sometimes you need it. Nah, not really. You don't need that shit ever. But you know what I mean. It is what it is. Well, we did a lot of battle rap, guys. Any last thoughts? Anything else on top of mind?
No, that's it. I'll save Tyler Perry for another day.
I'm happy you spared him. I appreciate that.
He's great for the culture, but he does some unnecessary things.
So you go our next topic next week is Tyler Perry. We got you.